Hey there, Bill here. Hoping you guys are doing absolutely great. So, here we are in our very first podcast, and today, what we're going to talk about is starting out. There's going to be things in your life which you're postponing, and you're thinking maybe in the future you will find a time. Well, the sad news is, if you're not achieving your goals right now, just accept you never will. That's a famous quotation by Alexa Morsi. If you're not achieving your goals right now, just accept that you never will. Because in the future, things not gonna be easier. It's not like you're gonna have all the things straightened out, all the things gonna be in your favor. Never gonna happen. No way. And on top of that, there's gonna be further decrease in your ability. Like, for example, your body is degrading each day, and unless you're exercising and doing proper diet and trying to stay away from junk and then detoxing yourself from this social media and this uh, short-term temptation, then it's a very difficult thing to stay in the state where you're not degrading your body. That's something I have to focus on, because right now, if you can do something, you better should, because in the future you're not gonna have time. There's gonna be your current state of mind gonna shift, and you don't understand. Like, if it's gonna shift, then the priority gonna shift, and maybe the priority you're setting right now would be useful in the future. In the future, your identity change, and you will not consider that uh, at the priority bar. In reality, it still says priority. You just get numb to not achieving that thing and just accepting that, okay, I am not that sort of a person. So in that case, okay, fair enough. But otherwise, you have to go all in. You have to feel that thing. And if you're not feeling that thing, if you're not doing it consciously, putting in effort, doing each day, calculating, being meticulous about it, strategically inclined to get that outcome out of it, then you can get outcome out of it. And then there is a famous saying that this life is merely a play, and you don't have to take anything seriously. And there's no distinction between work and work and real life. Work is the real life itself. You're suffering consciously, and then you're like, okay, now I have weekends. Because exhaustion also comes with a state of mind, being in a state, oh, that's something I shouldn't be doing. Shouldn't be doing. I have better places to be. Until you do get a chance to have a better places to be, do your diligent work, and then if you want to escape, first thing you need is a time to think where you're running, like where are you running and why you're running. Those are not like just merely questions you can just throw around. You have to think like why. If you're doing currently, you're washing dishes, you're earning uh, $7 an hour. Would that be worth it working in a corporate cubicle with, like having $12 an hour, but being miserable, being constantly in a state of agony? Would that be worth it? I don't think so. I don't think so. So the whole point is that you never know what's good for you until you try. But once you're trying, you better not be miserable trying it. Like, for example, I buy a bike. And I think, oh, I would be much better if I have a car. And the person in the car is like, oh, I would be much better if I have a jet. This is a never ending demand to have more and more from life. And that materialistic compulsion is taking us to the consumer toxicity. The environment we're building around is just chaotic. Each one of us are trying to buy and stuff, collect. We are herding, like there used to be a dragon who herd the gold. We're herding each and everything we find our eyes on. We are like, okay, I want this, I want that. Even though we do not need those things, but we do want those things. And we have to understand where it's coming from, why we have to constantly justify our existence to other people that we are living. Because the socially constructed standard that's out there is if you're not upgrading your phone, if you're not upgrading your laptop, your workplace, your car, your clothing, then you're not doing what should be done with life. You're not in a rut. You're not trying to get better. So it's like they're contradictory sometimes. Like some people will just portray a persona like, okay, I'm rich. They wear like they wear like expensive clothes, at least like a copy version of those, just to display a fake Gucci belt and something like that. And they're like, okay, or the borrowed watch, or the borrowed car, or borrowed apartment, just to display that, okay, they are doing the best out of their life, they're achieving their goals. And that's just like messed up. Because the outcome they're getting, people are, oh, okay, so he's a rich person. What the outcome? Appreciation, power, dominance. What are you expecting by displaying those things? The utter display of those things tells, especially when you don't have those things and you're just faking it. And this is sort of a faking which I would not recommend because it's being dishonest with your own self because you don't deserve that praise right now. You just borrowed it and lied that it's yours, and then you get a compliment, and your brain thinks, okay, you get the like compliment, and you didn't deserve it. So it's messed up. It's gonna mess up your human psychology as well, the way you think about how you're gonna attain certain things in your life going forward. Because once you start going forward, there is no way back, and once you're starting to go build certain characters in your personality, then that personality which you're trying to build gonna usher out all those negativities, and you're gonna live with those characteristics permanently. Even though in the short term you're just trying to fake it, and in the long run you're gonna be that sort of a dishonest person, and this honesty gonna ruin you. Because first you have to live with yourself. You're by yourself all day, 24/7. If you cannot live under your own skin, then isn't it bad? Just a sheer thought of living under the skin, and you just smell your dishonesty. That's a very hard thing. Like, how can you possibly live like that? So, we started off with starting out. If you want to do certain things, just start it out. If you want to start a podcast, just give it a your shot. Maybe be you get better at it, and eventually that thing will be good for you in the future. Or you try and you see, oh, it's not a cup of my tea. Let's move on to next thing. But then I'll talk about the element of speed. There should be a speed involved to it, minimum barrier of obstacles. So you can just experiment because if you're not experimenting and you're like going at the speed, you're trying different things out. you're going to run out of time, and time is the currency here. So you better try different things. You want to start a podcast, start a podcast. You want to learn a language, go out there, try learning a language. You want to do knitting, you can go out there, start doing that. It's just starting things out that makes us a better sort of in doing those things. Eventually, we get to the point where we'll get stable. I'll give you an anecdote personally. When I started like listening to English, it wasn't like I was able to formulate sentences. I was like, okay, I can say certain things, but I was not able to understand certain things as well. So it was just like, okay, let's keep going, let's keep listening, let's keep speaking, let's keep just observing and absorbing what I'm hearing. And then eventually you get to the point where you like start talking. Then you have this capacity to bring ideas into existence, and that's just uh, a feeling which you can name it the aha movement. You realize that you are the creator of certain things, like sounds. The mere sounds I produce create certain ideas into your brain. Isn't it amazing? It is, definitely. So you better be sort of a person who understand your own capacity to do certain things. And one skill I would say you must learn is how to learn. How to learn, like simply, how to learn better than other people, at how to learn at in your own style. And for that, you have to experiment a lot and find your style. And this reminds me of a writer, British writer, I've forgotten the name, Neil Gaiman. He used to say that you have like thousands. Uh, the whole goal of me to write is keep writing is to get rid of all the bad ideas, because at the end there are gonna be certain good ideas. So I have like 1,000 bad ideas, and then they're like 10 in and 10 of them are like very good. So eventually, once you start getting rid of those bad ideas, then the only ideas you're gonna have is a good one. And those good ideas, once you start keep writing it out and observing and then interpreting and pounding about those, then eventually you get to the point where all you're left with is a quality stuff. The quality of your thought gonna dictate the life in the future. So um, again, just start. The possibility out there. We're living in this multipolar world. We attach with the internet this thin uh, cables and satellites. And this is a beauty of like imagine you're living like 2000 years ago and you want to learn certain things, but you cannot travel. You're bound. But now you don't have to. On the click of a button, you can uh, travel to you can say India to China to US, and not just to places, but the best teachers over there through YouTube. And all the resources you have at your hand, if you utilize them properly, we can build a very futuristic world where we have utopian versions of things, not dystopian reality, the AI dystopia, the nightmares for the humanity. If you properly align our priorities and focus on being good humans, then eventually we can create those universal values. Universal values can be implemented through our mutual kingdom, the global village. So these are just some mere ideas for now, but once you start observing those and understanding that you have a capacity to be sort of a person who you want, all you have to do is start right now. Start with what you got, and then eventually things gonna add up. You're gonna see like the universe gonna start helping you, aligning those things and helping you, formulating those things for you. So that's the beauty about that, and that's what it's about. This is my very first podcast. I'll keep it to 50 minutes because I want to stick to it. Thank you so much for watching, and just start wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Just start and do it with a heart. Thank you. Bye bye.